Hey everyone, come check us out at The Experience this Monday, March 6th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's our usual time. We'll have all your favorites, Dynamite, Marvel, DC, and everyone will be here. Rex, hopefully John, Robbie. I'll come in if I feel like it, and you definitely know Nick will. So no matter what, it'll be a good time. Remember, it's March 6th. It's a Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern, only on The Experience. See you then.
Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. Contest of Chaos. Now, this was teased last week at Comics Pro by Marvel. We talked about it here on the wrap-up, but we didn't have any details other than Contest of Chaos, and it seemed like it was a Contest of Champions type thing, but with a magical bend. Well, now we know the full details. This is an event that's going through a bunch of Marvel annuals, right? It's starting with the Scarlet Witch annual, which is going to drop in June, I believe, by Steve Orlando and Carlos Nito. It starts there. Agatha Harkness is recently resurrected to look almost exactly like she does in the WandaVision show, but whatever. But she is trying to reform the Darkhold using chaos magic, right? Now, this entire thing is spearheaded by Stephanie Phillips, but Steve Orlando is writing this annual, which seems to be a prelude into it. So they've been doing this again lately. They used to do it back in the day in the late 80s, early 90s, where they would have events run through a series of annuals. When I was a kid, I loved it because it was like small commitments. You got an extra-sized issue usually back in those days with lots of extra stories, and it was all connective tissue that involved so many different characters. So that's kind of cool, you know? So we will see how this one plays out. But through a series of annuals, that's going to be Contest of Chaos, magic-centric, Agatha Harkness trying to recreate the Darkhold using chaos magic, or the Marvel form of it, we should say. Tenement is a new 10-issue series from Image starting in June. This is from Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. Yes, this is the next part of the Bone Orchard mythos. Now, initially, this was scheduled to be an OGN, an original graphic novel. Then they changed that to a 6-issue miniseries, and now it's been changed again to a 10-issue miniseries, and the first issue is going to be extra-sized. This one is described as Inferno meets Rosemary's Baby. So like Dario Argento's Inferno meets Rosemary's Baby. That's all I needed. But it's about like this high-rise apartment building or something like that. There are these tenants in there. It's about their stories. There's an evil force. Just like all the other Bone Orchard mythos books. It is self-contained, can be read on its own, but when you read them all together, you kind of get a larger tapestry that's being woven. It's Lemire, it's Sorrentino, it's Bone Orchard mythos. You know I'm down for it. Parasocial is a new graphic novel from Image in October. This is by Alex DeCampi and Erica Henderson. This one is described, it feels kind of like a media, or it feels like Misery for the social media generation, right? Almost in a way. So it's during a pandemic, and there is a genre actor whose celebrity status is kind of waning, and at a con, he has a crazy run-in with a fan, winds up getting kidnapped by this fan, and then has to give the performance of their lives in order to stay alive, something like that. So I'm getting Misery vibes, but then the idea of like the pandemic and the idea of social media being involved seems like it's going to be kind of a more modern kind of take on it. So definitely excited to check that out when it drops. Battle Chasers number 10 is officially solicited for June of this year. The 10th issue of Battle Chasers, decades late. We talked about this when it was first announced that it's going to be coming back. I said I'll believe it when I see it. And once again, I will still say, I'll believe it when I see it, but I tell you what, I know where my bees are in my comic collection. They're right there, and I need to get over there and pull out my Battle Chasers because I want to reabsorb that and be ready. Battle Chasers was a 90s comic book from Cliffhanger/Image by Joe Madureira. It was pretty awesome for me in my teenage years. I thought it was pretty BA, to be honest. I thought it was awesome. It's probably very ridiculous. I've been wanting to reread those, so I'm probably going to do that. They only ever did 9 issues, and it was perpetually late, and then it just went away and never returned until now in 2010. But Joe Madureira, even though he is still going to be the writer, is not doing the art. The art is done by Ludo Lalababi. I'm not familiar with his work, but I would rather have Joe Mad do it. But I guess it's just cool to have it. They promise more issues to come too. I'll definitely believe that when we see it. I saw the teaser trailer for the Haunted Mansion, so they're doing a new Haunted Mansion movie. I've never been to Disney World or Disneyland. I don't have that connection to the Disney parks or to their attractions. I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people were disappointed in that previous Haunted Mansion film with Eddie Murphy. I didn't really like that film, but it didn't really bother me or nothing. I don't have an attachment to it. This one looks like it would be better than the Eddie Murphy one. It looks like it's got a nice kind of fun approach, but it does look like it might be too dark, too CG heavy, but it's just movies today. Owen Wilson's in it, Rosario Dawson, Danny DeVito, and that dude, I can never remember his name. He was in Get Out. Anyway, he seems to be the main character. Haunted Mansion. It looks okay. I mean, I'm sure I'll check it out one day. Then we got The Pope's Exorcist. I saw this trailer. It stars Russell Crowe, and it's allegedly based on the true story, or true stories, true files that have been unearthed or whatever by the Vatican's official exorcist. So Russell Crowe plays the Pope's exorcist, the official Vatican exorcist. There is a demon trying to bait him into trying to perform an exorcism to try to take him over, because what would it be like if the Pope's exorcist was possessed by the devil? The trailer actually looks kind of cool. Looks a little dark, looks a little CG heavy, looks like a modern movie. That being said, I was kind of intrigued by this movie. I don't think it's going to be The Exorcist. I don't even think it's going to be The Exorcist 3. But I hope it can be a good, solid exorcism movie. And Russell Crowe seems like he might be able to deliver a pretty solid performance. He is an Academy Award winner. And I really, for a time there, was a huge fan of Russell Crowe movies. Like, I'm not even talking like Virtuosity, Romper Stomper, The Insider, Gladiator, of course. Anyway, so The Pope's Exorcist, I thought that trailer looked pretty cool. So that's what we got for you this week. What's coming up here at PCP? Well, it is March. So we are kicking off March Madness. That's right, kicking it off tonight on Dylan's Horror Show. We're talking about 2014's Clown, produced by Eli Roth. It's a story about a dude who dresses up as a clown for his son's birthday party. He can't get the costume off. He starts turning into a demonic clown. Pretty cool. You can watch it on Tubi for free and be ready for the conversation tonight on Dylan's Horror Show as we kick off March Madness. March Madness will continue then Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Time at PCP Movie Night. We're talking about Dario Argento's Tenebrae. Very excited. It's one of my, I love Argento, one of my favorite directors, one of my favorite movies from one of my favorite directors, one of my favorite scores from one of my favorite directors and composers. It's just one of my favorites, and I'm so excited to talk about it. But before that, definitely check us out Sunday night for Rockin Robbie Live at 7 p.m. Central Time. We got Batman, we got Marvel in the 90s, we got the DC sneak peek, and more. It's going to be a grand old time. Anyway, thank you so much for checking out the video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment below about anything you think about what we said or anything that we missed. I appreciate you watching. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. On behalf of everybody here at PCP, keep on living, keep on reading, keep on loving. Station, pop, pop, boom!